Hi guys, I just wanted to say hello, tell you all I'm thinking about you, and I really hope you're all staying safe and healthy. I miss you all, and hopefully this will all be over soon and we could all be together, playing and spending time together and doing the things we love to do. Take care, I love you all.
Hello everyone. On behalf of the PFA and myself, we wish you peace, love, and health to you and your family during these most difficult times. But hang in there, my friends, because this too shall pass. I'm very excited to be part of this Paddleball live telecast team. Special thanks to Mitch, Kathy, Anita, Freddy, and MikeDTV for giving up their time without hesitation just for the love of the game. A big shout out goes out to Henry for putting together this fantastic system, which I truly believe will be Paddleball next big thing. So relax, sit back, and enjoy the AF 2019 mixed double finals between Kathy and Roberts versus Suky and Dave at beautiful Garfield Courts in Florida, with an all-star broadcasting team of the one and only MikeDTV as the play-by-play man, PFA Paddleball Hall of Fame Anita Maldonado, and perennial doubles champion Freddy Ramirez as color commentators. May God bless you all. Stay safe, my friends, until I see you again on the courts. Let's do this now.
Welcome to Paddle Sports Live Encore presentation, and thank you for joining us on this beautiful quarantine Friday evening. I'm your host, Mike D, and tonight I will be joined by two legends of the game, Freddy Ramirez of Restrung Magazine, and Anita, I will die for anything, Maldonado, Hall of Famer, the GOAT of ladies paddle sports. Welcome to the show.
Glad to be here.
Thanks for having me, Mike.
Fantastic.
Nice to see you, Anita.
Nice to be here.
Tonight we'll be in Hollywood Beach, Florida, the historic courts of Garfield Street, to watch the finals of the AF Pro Series 2019 Mixed Doubles Championships. David Blatt and Suky Ruiz against the GOAT, Robert Sostre and Kathy Guinan. Anita, for anybody who hasn't been down to Hollywood Beach, and I don't know if there's anybody left who hasn't, but describe the scene. Let everybody know what's going on at Hollywood Beach.
Well, I can tell you it's an 8-minute ride from Fort Lauderdale Airport. When you get to Hollywood Beach, all you'll have is palm trees, blue skies, welcoming New Yorkers anxious to get a game from anybody who stepped off the plane. Mike, it's one of the most fantastic places to play our sport. People love it there. And you can jump in the ocean after it's all over, after you compete.
I'd say it's about 50 yards from the beach and the beautiful boardwalk of Hollywood Beach. There's the courts. Freddy, talk a little bit about the ladies that are going to be participating. Suky and Kathy. What's the strategy here? What are they thinking? What are the guys thinking?
Well, it's interesting that you bring up the women first, because you have two of the best players. We're talking about the women right now, right?
Correct.
Yeah, it's really interesting because these are like probably two of the best players in the game right now, by way of different routes, right? We have Kathy, who's been playing with Robert for like a really long time. They have so many championships together, and she has so much history in the sport. And Suli's playing paddleball by way of handball, and she's only been playing for a couple of years, but like it translates so well. She's become one of the top players, especially when it comes to playing with men. So I think this is going to be a very interesting match.
Anita, how about the guys? You've played Robert several times. David Blatt, what's your strategy when you're going into the game? What's your thought process? Where are you going to put the ball? What do these girls have to do to be successful?
In mixed doubles, the guys will definitely play the women more, and the women have to be able to defend themselves. Dave Blatt is going to come after Kathy, and Kathy is an experienced player. She'll be able to pick up his low serves because she knows to move in, lift the ball up, and just hang in there and try to take some of that intensity that Dave brings. He's very powerful, and he's going to come at Kathy in a strong way.
And how about
in terms
Robert,
of Robert Sostre? It is so hard to play against Sostre. I can't tell you the intensity I feel when I play against him, that I have to be ready at every moment, every second. And he has a tendency to hit the ball a lot to the left side, play the guys a bit, play him. The next thing you know, he's shooting balls cross court to the right when he needs some points. And you always have to be aware and watching what's going on. And
Freddy, you know a little bit about Robert. Mentally, what makes him so strong? Why is he the Iceman?
Well, I mean, he's the Iceman because he's steady, right? And it doesn't matter where you are in the match, whether you're at the beginning or the end. His deal is that he's always going to be trying to finish, like not finish the play, but just keep the play going until he can get an advantage. And he's just really good at kind of wearing players down and coming up big when the moments are good. I mean, the dude's a legend. So
here we go. The match started, and Robert will be serving first. For those of you who aren't familiar, the black shirt will be David Blatt and Suly, and the front team is Robert and Kathy. It's very, very important that the service return comes back. I would say the service return is the most important shot in a volley.
Well,
I agree, Mike. I agree. That return has to be down the right side.
Robert had two setups right there. He missed both setups. Dave Blatt is going to go underhand right here. Now watch, look how far David's coming over.
What a great shot by Kathy to Dave's left to take front position there. And that's what she's going to do.
It's 2-1, or one serving two. Great get by Kathy.
It's a big plus that Kathy has a very strong left, especially in this type of game where you have the guys generally serving hard to the women. That she doesn't have to move her position in order to make the return is a big deal in this. It's going to be a big deal in this match.
What a gorgeous shot by Kathy.
What a roto.
There. Second serve, 2-2. I think they're just feeling each other out right now. I would love to know what Suky's feeling right now in this mixed doubles championship.
Great way to bring that across.
Can we run that point back for a second? I'd like to run that point back because there was an opportunity for Robert to take the front. Let's watch. Let's watch if we can get to that point. All right, well, we'll keep it going, but next time we'll see. I want you to watch Robert's movement. He has many times an opportunity to take the front, but he chooses to play from the back, which is very, very unusual for a paddleball player.
And he
I want
wins
you to
that
watch.
way a lot.
He's
Amazing,
terrific, and
because
He likes to
go
let
ahead,
the
Anita.
play develop.
That was a gorgeous, gorgeous lob. I think that's a result from his handball days, playing the back. Look at that lob. That was gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Suli's
wow,
been
that was
really
nice.
good at lobbing, especially coming from the handball set where that's a main part of the game. So she inherently has that in her game, which is a big plus.
Three
Yes, that was a
serving
better
two.
return by Suly. Trying to keep it to the right on the return of serve. Has to be to the right side of the court. If not, Robert's going to get a setup.
It's 3 serving 4. Robert serving. That's a gorgeous.
There you go.
shot.
I was waiting for her to get in front. Very nicely done.
That was beautiful.
And Kathy's
Nice
been
shot.
doing it
Not
too.
afraid
She
to
hits to
go
the
cross
left,
court.
moves into the right.
She's not afraid to go to cross court from behind the the front player, which is a big deal, especially in mixed doubles because you have to move the male player out of the middle.
I
Right.
think that's her natural shot, actually, in handball, going from right to left. So it's right now it's 3 serving 4. First.
Well, Kathy's been doing the same thing, Mike. She hits that ball to the left side and jumps right in front of Suly. You have to fight for position in mixed doubles. And do a good job of keeping the ball to the right.
Yeah, David will take that ball right out of the air. He will attack the wall, and he's tremendously powerful with his right hand. You've got to move him out of that spot. You have to make him move his legs. 5 serving 4.
Anita, I'd like to hear your take on the strategy, the typical strategy in mixed doubles, because like you can see, the men tend to be like the more aggressive players. What's your call on that?
Well, my call is play the game the way the game is supposed to be played. Okay? If Robert serves the ball to the person on the right, on the back team, to the person on the right, the person on that side has to return the ball to the person on the right side of the court, whether it's a male or a female, because you don't put that ball in Robert's line of fire. He's going to step over and drop the ball to the right. So I always say there is a format to this game, which is return the ball to the right, fight for position, but you have to start with doing the right things.
Got 5 serving 6. That service return has to get better.
So
I think Robert made 3 or 4 points on the service return. Let's
but
see what
Freddy, in
Kathy
mixed
said.
doubles, yes.
I would like to hear your take on their serves right now, because now they're serving from different points, right? So when Kathy serves, she serves more towards the middle. She starts off more towards the middle, goes straight right. Suly, on the other hand, starts off from the right and serves cross court almost to the player behind her. What do you think about those serves?
My idea on the serves and mixed doubles is you have to hug that line on the right and try to get it as much as you can to the woman on the right side of the court in mixed doubles. If the female usually plays the right side, that's where you have to serve. You don't want to give somebody like Sostre an opportunity to blast that ball. You can't put that in his forehand. So if Suly was serving to Robert's left, I would say, well, his left is almost as good as his right. So I would keep the ball to the right side of the court. I always serve that way. Once in a while, I'll change up. Maybe, throw in a left-hand serve and try to get him off balance.
That was a backswing right there. I'm noticing Robert is playing very, very conservatively. He's got shots. He's not dumping it. He's just powering it back up the middle. I'm just seeing in this particular game, he's playing very, very conservatively. at any point in time. And I know Robert's the GOAT. No one disputes that. But when David gets hot, he can run a game very, very quickly.
That's
So you
true.
can't let David is I know a little bit about David's game. David is a rhythm player. Once he gets going and once he starts feeling it and he starts rocking his body back and forth, that's when he's feeling it. You really want to make him move his feet, especially
Right.
not even side to side, because that backhand with blue ball is very good. If you make him move backwards, he has a very, very
Right.
tough time moving backwards. So a lob
Right.
would be very, very good, an offensive shot against him. So let's see what happens here. Suly has got to move that. She's got to move that
Gotta move the
service
ball.
return.
Mike, to your point about the difference between Robert and David, especially in mixed doubles, they're both intimidating players, especially in this format, but for two different reasons. Robert is intimidating because he's Robert. He's got all the tools in the book, and it's really hard to kind of, get any kind of advantage because he's just that good. David, on the other hand, is very intimidating and very successful in mixed doubles because he's so aggressive. He's the kind of player that will consistently power to the right side of the court continuously, and that's very intimidating for some women. So he's very successful.
His inside out, he's very comfortable going inside out. I almost feel like when I was playing with him that to go to the left side of his body, he was forcing it because he's really comfortable going inside out. They've called a timeout. Robert and Kathy have jumped out to an 11-6 lead. What's David going to say to Suly right now? Because both of them are playing, very unsteady. Anita,
Well,
what do you think they're talking about?
He's got to tell us. He's got to keep that return to that right side of the idea is to keep that ball away from Robert, and it's not easy, Mike. It's not easy. I play against him, and like I said, every moment that I play against him, it's so intense. It's so intense. You just have to hang in there and try the best you can. Keep the ball to the girl.
The key to playing Robert, in my opinion, is just be prepared to play the points out. Don't get anxious. You have to be patient. You have to be just as patient as he is. And I think what Dave needs to be doing is he needs to kind of try to change the momentum in this game. Like to your point, Mike, he doesn't shoot the ball over to the left too much. And I think he does that because he uses his backhand predominantly. And when he goes left, there's a chance that ball just might come back to him left. So he's got to move himself forward. So I think he's very comfortable going the other direction.
That's a great point. All right, we're back to the action. It's 11-6. Kathy just got hit in the ear. Her earring came off. David, he's contemplating his strategy. I've seen that sort of shoulders down walk before. It's sort of deceiving.
Yeah.
He looks like he's 94 years old and he's exhausted. But then when the ball is served, he's back in the game. Many of times I said, Dave, don't look like that. Don't look down. And it's just his way. And he's not down. He's just in deep thought. At least I'm hoping he's in deep thought.
Mike, don't let him run 3 points on you because he becomes the Hulkster then. And something comes over him, and it's a different ball game if he starts to run some points.
Yeah, she's right. He is a rhythm player.
Right, Suly needs to move. Great get. Oh, my God. That was incredible. Suly was done. Look at her. She's exhausted, and Robert just missed. I mean, that was a bagel and cream cheese right there, and it should have just rolled.
Well, you have two women on the court who are very good at that front line. Kathy's got a ton of experience. She plays with the best players in the sport consistently. And she knows how to put that ball back. And there goes David.
Yep, there goes his little rock. See that little rock? That's him trying to get his rhythm. That's him forcing himself to get into his rhythm. and he had a beautiful shot to the left, and he continues to go right. Now
And Robert
Robert's
sees
calling
it, calls
timeout.
timeout.
He looks really frustrated. Freddy, I know that you have been in those timeouts where Robert has been frustrated. Tell us, what is he saying? What is he thinking right now?
Well, I don't know exactly what he would be saying to Kathy. I know from my experience, and they're different circumstances because of like the matches themselves. But he's the type of player that he expects a lot from his partners. And if he gives you rope to play, if you start messing up, you can see it physically, and he'll verbalize it to you. I know he verbalizes an extraordinary amount to Kathy, and she just very coolly kind of understands where he's coming from and is able to kind of like focus on A, the things that he's expecting of her, and B, just trying not to let the moment encompass her. It's not easy to play with Robert all the time, especially when there's pressure.
That's for sure. He almost becomes, dare I say it, when he plays with Kathy, Timbo-ish. He really lays into her sometimes, and after the game, I'll sort of, well, I'm great friends with Timbo. I can get away with that. But
That's some adjective, Mike. Some adjective you just
Hey,
used.
I'd
I
agree
don't
too.
know.
I told Timbo too.
and after the game, I'll walk up to Kathy, and she'll go, "Oh, I didn't think everything's okay. You know, she's all right with it."
You have to be professional. She's a
you
professional,
have
and
to be
that's what you have to
professional.
be. Your
And
partner's going to put
plus,
pressure on you sometimes because they
yeah,
expect you
yeah.
to. They know what you can deliver.
10-11 right now. Here goes David on a run right here.
I
He's
tell you, he
stealing
was
it.
going to get on a run.
Gorgeous shot.
And for the Mike, I said
Yes.
this before. Kathy needs to step up on that red line. She's too far back to get that serve and lob it up. She needs to move up a little bit in front of it, even.
And one thing I'll
Now,
say
here's
about
the thing.
Robert, one thing I'll say about Robert in lieu of David getting very emotional. Robert tends to pinpoint focus when things get emotional on the court, whether it's like static between players, or players are starting to develop runs and pressure his partner, or if he's playing bad, he becomes a different person. And his partner, Kathy, will be kind of like that person who receives a lot of that pressure. So she's, kudos. She manages
That's
to kind of stay focused.
it's
Freddie, I've seen
11-11
you
right here.
on that receiving end too of some of that pressure, and you handle it well. You know what you're supposed to do when you're in there.
Right.
I'll tell
Right.
you.
Well,
I'll tell you this, if I may. See this screaming that's going on right with David? I'm telling you right now, because I've been on the court at some of these times. Right now, Roberts, he's going to turn it into another gear like he always does. We always know that, but he doesn't like that.
no.
And
No.
let's see this play out right here. Wow.
Oh, easy
played
shot.
it
She hits
smart,
it
got
out.
to Suky. But I know Robert does not like that. And he keeps himself contained. But when Robert starts getting on a roll, you could see that he's going to go after Dave. He's going to let him know that he didn't like it. We've been down this road a couple of times. By the way, I want to give a shout out to Artie Rondon, who has reffed 7,467 games in the last 2 years.
You know what?
And we appreciate it.
He
By
is
the
a
way,
good
Artie's
ref.
an essential worker, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, Artie, man, miss you, bro.
Yeah, Mark, Artie,
He's a
you're the best
good ref.
ever.
He's a good ref. I give it to him.
Mike, not for nothing. You say Robert might not like that Dave Blatt will come at Kathy Guinan with all that intensity, but when he needs to make points, he's going to come at who he's going to make the points against, and that's the female on the court. Okay? So
Yes,
he
no,
might
I
not
agree
like
with
it,
you.
but he knows where to go when he needs to make some points.
No, I'm not talking about going after the female. I'm talking about Robert is quiet, and David is the complete opposite on the court. Just two completely different styles of emotion and getting fired up,
Mhm.
Right.
which makes for great great entertainment. It's 12-11 or 11 serving 12. I do not like when the girls do that. Step into the middle of the court. It gives the guy an opportunity to come over and pound either her body or her left. I'd rather they stay to the right and serve over their left shoulder.
I like that
That's a
too.
nice
Mixed
service
doubles
return
too.
right there.
Yeah, I asked Anita that earlier, and that was my point. It seems to kind of like be working against them where it was working for them earlier in the match. But
Right.
I agree. You have Robert or you have a guy like Dave who's super
Oh,
aggressive.
what a
You
shot.
got to let him run to the ball.
What a
That's
roll up.
such good hands. Yeah, great hands.
13-12. That was a court. Watch the shot. Right at, and she
Oh
was
my
going
God.
for it.
And she kept it
Well,
to the
that's
right
spreading love the
side.
Brooklyn way
Beautiful
right
shot,
there.
yeah.
That was gorgeous right there. 13-12. What a shot. And holy smokes. I mean, Suli's been playing at this level for like a year and a half, 2 years, and look at that shot. I mean, she's the ice lady right there. I mean, she's
Well, take it
terrific.
from me. Sully's really good. She plays regularly in a group that I play in during the week, and I'll tell you, man, I play hard with her, and she just has great hands. She can put the ball where she wants to put it, and she has great lob. And on this level, she's the most inexperienced player on this in this game, but and she's hanging like in a way where you wouldn't know she's only been playing for a few years.
Yeah, I enjoy
Terrific.
watching Suli
Look
play.
at the
She's
strategy. Look at the
definitely.
strategy going on behind them. The Robert and Kathy switching, trying to figure out to get that service return, because at this point Robert knows that David's going to attack everything here.
Well, there she goes. She stepped 2 feet in front of that red line that time.
Kathy needs to move that ball.
Uh-oh.
Is
See,
that one or two right there?
at this point, Robert's asking her to do something that she's like incapable of doing because of the pressure that he's putting on her right now. It's 13-13.
13-13. That's a screen. Footfall called. Wow.
Uh-oh.
Wide open left side of the court. Robert could have called the block right there, but he had the whole court. Did he call block? I guess he made the call.
No,
13,
the ball hit him going in. Crazy.
Wow. The Hulkster is getting excited.
Yes,
He
he
took his
is.
vitamins about 6 points ago.
He gets hyped up. I love watching it.
I love playing against David. When he gets hype, it just gets me more hype.
Why did he serve it to Robert? I don't understand. Why wouldn't you serve to the girl you know you're going to get a softer return? Robert has so much experience, he doesn't care if it's 14 and a half. You're going to get a return. I don't
Well, he did serve her
understand.
3 times.
But the thing is, I'll kind of like try to get into David's mind. David is the kind of guy that goes after the women. But there is a sort of etiquette when you're playing mixed doubles, right? It's kind of like when you have one good player and one not so good player. Not that the women, like you could do this with men. Point game, good players like to play against each other. It's almost like a etiquette thing. I know if I was serving on point, depending on where we were in the match, I probably would have served to Rob too.
Freddie.
He did serve. He served 3 points, and he made 3 points, and then he went to
Right, but
to try to
but
get
it's the
another
game
point
point.
off of Robert.
It's the game point. That's a
Yeah, you don't
little
want to do
different.
that, right?
You know who's shaking his head right
Right.
now, Freddie? You know who's shaking his head on what you just said? Donnie Chiffone.
Donnie
He's
Chiffone,
saying,
yeah, I know.
I'm winning. I don't care. I couldn't care less where I got the points. Oh, Suky was right
Well,
there. It's
Donnie
14-14.
Chiffon should know he was the king of mixed doubles back in the 80s, along with
Exactly.
Rochelle
I'm
Martinez.
just looking at I'm thinking it's 14.
There was
It's
no mercy
14-13. You're
coming from
winning.
Donnie Chiffon.
Why in the world would you serve to Robert on the right side when Kathy's on the power side? You're on the power side. It just, to
And
me,
he just
it
made
makes
3
no
points.
sense.
Finished the
What?
game. You try to.
I'm not saying that that's what he should have done. I'm just saying why I think he did it. And because that's probably something that I would have done too. I don't play as much mixed doubles for reasons like that, like these guys do. But in that case, I agree with you. If he wants to close this out, he's got to stay with what's working. But
Stay with what works.
Wow.
But reasoning is reasoning. I got to give him props for that too. It's like I'm just that type of player. It's like I give him props for that.
Here they come back. Anita, let me ask you a quick question because you're sitting in the house. Do you do what I do? Every 8 minutes, you go to the refrigerator thinking that something else is going to be in there every time you open it?
I'm so tired of eating, I can't even tell you. I don't want to eat anymore.
Every 8 minutes,
with
I
this
get up, I
quarantine.
open the refrigerator, and I think something else is going to pop up, and it never does.
I'm tired of food. I'm done.
It's
I know.
unbelievable.
Done.
I get up in the morning, and I'm thinking, is it Friday, Thursday, Tuesday? I don't know. It
I
doesn't
don't
really
know what
matter.
day it is.
Quarantine life. Quarantine life.
I'm eating breakfast at 9 at night. I'm eating dinner at 2 in the afternoon. I don't know what I'm doing. We got a timeout right now, but I just want to give a shout out to everybody. I hope everybody's healthy. I see all the Facebook posts. I want to thank Kara, by the way. I want to give a shout out to Kara for dancing for us constantly. I appreciate that. Charlie Pacheco, you, Anita, Elizabeth, everybody putting up positive videos. It's very much appreciated because if you watch CNN all day, you will definitely need a toupee in about 45 days.
All right, we got 14-7.
Here we go. 14-14.
Match point.
God, I wish Kathy would move over and just serve it over her left shoulder.
He went to Robert. Well, she's serving that way because Rob is telling her to serve that way.
I'd love to see Robert come
that ball to the right.
Look at that shot.
There it
is.
There's the game right there. Kathy does it.
That's the game.
Look how excited she is. She gets the hug from the
Hall of
wife.
Famer Kathy Guinan rolls it out.
Lily Sostre is everywhere. That was a great match. That was a fantastic match.
That was a very good match.
15-14. Sostre and Kathy beat Blatt and Ruiz. That was a terrific match. There was a lot going on. I'm sorry?
4 of my favorite players. That's all I was saying.
Oh, yeah, you're not going to get, first of all, I think Dave and Robert are right now, 2 of the best strong side players. I know there's young guys coming up with tremendous power. But as far as
we got Julio Blanco. Julio Blanco's been playing well, and so has Manny Olmo. Manny's been on a tremendous run these last couple of years. He's definitely elevated his game.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and Damien also.
I'll second that. Well, you're going to mention Damien Orion. Those are my boys. But Julio, I'll tell you, don't sleep on Julio. Julio's got tools. It's his head. He's got tools. He's got all the tools. Very, very, good technique. I like his game.
Yeah, Julio Blanco is definitely good. He's just got to
And I want to – all right, before we wrap this up, I just want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, man.
Freddie, I introduced Freddie to my mother one time. My mother took me to the side and she said, is that a movie star? Is he on TV? I said, no, that's Freddy. That's the Scottie Pippen of Paddleball right there. That's Freddy Ramirez. Come on.
Your mom is wonderful. I miss your mom. Give her a hug for me.
Anita, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'll never forget the time
you, Mike.
I threw you in water and it was short and you dove for it. You'll die for anything, and I always appreciate that. All right, thanks everybody. We appreciate it.
All right, guys.
Look forward to doing this again. Be safe, be healthy, everybody. Take care.
All right.
Thank you. Stay inside.
Peace.